Hey everybody, so I'm back with your week ahead reading, and this reading is, of course, from April 1st to April 8th. So that week I'll be doing a pick a card this time. So if you're looking for Aries through to Pisces, I might do it again next time, but this time I'm doing a pick a card, and it's going to be a 4 card pick a card reading, and we're just going to get into it and see what messages you need to hear and what's coming up for you at this moment in time. So interestingly, the reading will end on the eclipse that I just did a video about. If you haven't watched it, go check it out, and you can do a pick a card reading there as well. There's a video for a general read, but also a pick a card reading. Okay, so don't forget to sign up, you guys, for my next mediumship night. Mediumship nights are super fun. We receive messages from our loved ones on the other side of the veil, but I also do exercises with you so you can tap into the energy and tap into that gift for yourself. So it's going to be super fun, my next one, and you'll find that in the link in the description box below this video. Sign up today. And also don't forget, of course, your personal session reading because I'm here for you. All righty, let's dive in and see what's coming up for the collective, but also for the week ahead. One thing that I did wanted to note, you guys, what else is happening in the world besides the escalation that is happening in the Middle East, which we're going to have a quick look at, is also CERN is restarting their collider April 8th during the eclipse. They want it running during the eclipse to test for specific particles that maybe they haven't discovered yet. So we're going to have a look at that and see what, what is everybody trying to do to us? What is happening? Okay. But otherwise, we're going to just look into the collective energy, the collective reading, and see what's coming up for the collective. What's coming up for the collective, please? What's the overall message for the collective in the week ahead from April 1st through to April 8th, please? April 1st to April 8th. What's coming up? I do see more news coming out. It is a lot of people have been saying that 2024 is the year of truth and that more and more of the truth is coming out. And it's gotten to the point where the collective is kind of like all we can do is laugh. No, because it's so stupendous how everything is unraveling and the consciousness that has been leading our world for so long that we believed and looked up to. It's kind of like when you grow up, when you're a kid and you look up at grown-ups and you're like, that's who I want to be when I grow up. And then you actually grow up and you realize grown-ups, most of them still haven't grown up. Like you're just dealing with big unhealed kids, right? So it's pretty much the same way that everything is kind of it's really crumbling, this consciousness, this old world way of going about things. Thankfully, also because there are certain generations that just won't tolerate it, that are now adult, and they just have no space, no time, no room for senseless subservience. That's what I'll call it, senseless subservience. And so this is also one of the reasons why there's a consciousness that's awakening for the truth to come out, because people are seeing through it. They're seeing through it. And it's not that they didn't see through it in previous times. They did, but they had this senseless subservience to authorities, to higher constructs. And whereas the current generations believe that they are part of the authority and part of the higher construct, we are all one, so to speak. So they just have no room or space or time for senseless authority and senseless subservience to constructs that just don't make sense. So thankfully, thankfully. So let's have a look though and see what's coming up in this week ahead. What's going on, you guys? This week ahead, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a great week for the collective to focus in on, these times, generally speaking, the cards are going a little bit bigger than I wanted to go. I just wanted a snapshot of the week ahead. But these times are momentous. We are living in historical times. And this is really the Ace of Pentacles. Remember, the Pentacles have to do with resources, has to do with the material world and realm, has to do with bodies, physicality, manifestation showing up, manifesting taking form. So the Ace of Pentacles is showing that this is a time where a new something is manifesting into form. Something is coming out of spirit into form and manifesting into this world. And it's an opportunity and it's a beneficial one as well. Let's see, what else is coming up here for this week ahead? There will be money concerns. More news out of the Middle East. There's something going on down there again. Page of Wands, desert heat, fire element. It feels like there's more information, more news coming out of the Middle East. Now, we do know what's happening with the troop buildup along the Syrian border, I believe, in by yeah, uh, that big country to the north, let's call it the Bear. And in response to a troop buildup by NATO in that region as well in the Middle East. So how is this going to work out over the next week? How is this going to work out over the next week, please? Yeah, there's going to be a standoff again, right? A standoff for the next couple days. Again, I'm only doing a snapshot. I'm not saying what's happening over the next year in this video, but there's going to be a standoff and a show of power, a show of dominance. It's kind of like, the two armies are sitting face to face and the leaders are riding on the horses up and down, rallying the troops, waving the flags. So right now it's at a standoff stage for the next week. What else, please? It might settle down again by the end of the week where everybody just observes each other walking away from something. There's an energy of walking away from something. Now, when it comes to CERN, please, CERN, we've got, ooh, oh, the lovers. Oh, when I look at this card, this is Adam and Eve territory that CERN is entering into. And remember the story of Eve, that she ate the apple because the snake told her, you will be as God if you eat this apple. And so there's this apple of technology, this apple of knowing life and death. Remember that tree was hidden, right? So Eve was allowed to eat from the tree of good and evil, but she wasn't allowed to eat from the tree of life and death. And this is where CERN is going in. And it feels as if this is biblical. This is momentous. And they're going to find something. They're going to succeed. If they're going to report on it, that's something else entirely. But they will find something that just expands our awareness of this whole realm and what we call reality and consciousness and manifesting into things. And they will find something. Now, I do believe they are being aided by something bigger. Okay, there's something much bigger that is aiding them in their quest, possibly giving them the information they need to get as far as they're getting. Okay. Ace of Cups, it feels like overall, though, in the collective, this will be a more homey, harmonious week. Of course, in the Western countries are following Western traditions. This is the week of Easter. So in Catholicism and Orthodox Christianity, Easter is coming in May. So they follow a different calendar, but or we follow a different calendar, but it's right now it feels more like there's more of a focus on collectively emotionally. There's a focus on home, home things, families. It's coming all back around again. Okay, so let's see. That had to come out. And what is the collective? What is the collective message finally, please? The collective message is, yeah, as in the beginning, this is a time of transition. So where these years are probably going to go down as very transitory years in our cultures, in our collective, in everything. So a cycle, a grand cycle really is closing out, is coming to an end. But collectively, people are ready for it. They're ready for this cycle to end. They're so over it. They want something new now to take its place, and just for peace and Ace of Cups energy to really take root. Everybody just wants to live their lives, Okay, so let's get to your choices for the week ahead, and let's have a look from 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a deep breath in. You know what to do. Allow whichever vision or image, number to show up for you. And of course, I'm starting with number 1. Those of you that chose number 1, what is your message for the week ahead, please? What is the message for the week ahead? What is the message for the week ahead? What is the message for the week ahead for number one? Hey, number one, let's have a look. The overall energy for you has to do with your creativity, okay? Creativity for money, and we see here for exchange, transactional things. So some of you may be thinking, how can I be more creative in how I go about making money, go about my business? But also this is the smaller karma card. So on the flip side, in a total different level of experience, you may be experiencing karmic connections with maybe a mother figure. Now, on the spiritual level, it may also be that you're connecting with the divine feminine and you're realizing, God is a she. And it feels as if there's this better connection, this better flow that is coming in. I also feel apologies. I feel taking responsibility. I feel for creations, be that ideas, concepts, words that were put out. I also feel a balancing of karma. Okay, a closure of the cycles here. Now, what else is coming up for those that chose number one, please? Number one, we've got the King of Swords and clarity, absolute clarity. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You may be dealing with um, having to make decisions this week that are really coming from the mind level. You're dealing with mind level situations. So where you're really in your head about things, where you have to think things clearly through, you have to get things done, you have to write lists, check things off, you have to fill out forms, you have to move through that this week. Okay. It also could be that you feel judged. You may be dealing with someone whom you feel reluctant to address or step up to because you really feel judged in this person's vicinity. So it may also be that you're judging someone, and it's causing some kind of friction, resistance, block, but there's something going on around judgment here. What this is not is there's also anxiety about being judged. That's what I'm picking up. Anxiety about being I want to say harassed, but what this card is saying is that you don't have to worry about that. This is not what it's going to be. It's not going to be this for you in your encounter with this energy. So it could be that you're hesitating to apply for a job, get things done that you need to have done because you're afraid that it's not going to work out for you, that it's going to backfire on you, that something is going to come and take something from you. But that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that it's really an unjustified fear. Okay. It's an anxiety that needs to go. What will happen though is that finally things are coming into balance. Finally, things are coming to a place where you can take a deep breath in and out. The past has released itself. The past has let go. The past has moved on, and you're able to move forward from a position of balance. Now, the outcome card is the High Priestess. And so this is indicating that the outcome is not yet set. Okay. And that you need to follow your intuition to get through this situation. That you really need to, every step that comes up for you, you need to feel into yourself what makes your energy open, what makes it close, and follow that as you need to. And because sometimes you've gotten yourself into a position in your life where you've evolved so much that it's time for you to combine the two, your clear thinking and your mind, but also your intuition, and to bring these in together in order to move forward in your situation. But what's coming up is the Emperor, which is stability, which is strength, which is power, which is also for some of you, the perfect person for you, the right person for you is coming in. Someone who's really there for the long haul, who's trustworthy, who's a best friend, who's honest, who's insightful, who's provider, who's protective, who's supportive, who's all of that, right? So this may be for some of you, this person is coming in this week, but otherwise it's time for you to get the framework of your existence sorted. All right. The Emperor has to do with frameworks, has to do with structures, and they are necessary in this world. What I'm finding interesting as well is that there's a deep healing that's happening. Maybe your intuition is completely a little bit, you don't trust it because you have the voices of your parents in the background here. So your mother and your father, okay? And there's a deep healing that is an opportunity for healing what went wrong there. There's an opportunity for healing those voices in the back of your mind. And so you're able to release and let go and truly come into a space of really balancing and having the truth echo through you. It's okay for you to trust your intuition and your guidance, because even though it might lead you through some difficulty, you have to go through this in order to grow, in order to expand, and in order to shake these difficulties off, especially these anxieties and fears that aren't really based in reality, that aren't really based in what's true. Okay. So the cycle you're going in, because you have so many major arcana cards here also, all these cards here are major arcana, are indicative to me that you are going through a massive growth cycle, number one, and that it's almost out of your hands. It's almost out of your hands. You have to learn to deal with these energies of creativity, femininity, structuring your life, intuitional flow, balance, harmony. These are all energies that you're learning to weave into the fabric of your life in order to create this beautiful tapestry that's going to be part of it all, part of everything. So it's I feel this could be a very significant week coming up for you. The only negative card is in the knot position, which would indicate that this is an anxiety, a worry, a irrational fear for you, that this is not going to happen. You're not going to be torn apart for speaking the truth. You're not going to be torn apart for stepping up. You're not going to be torn apart for doing what you need to do in life. Okay. Some of you really have difficulty with that because you've been punished. You've been really punished for speaking your truth, for standing up for yourself, for doing for yourself what you needed to do. And you've been punished for that. And so it's now harder for you to step up. It's harder for you to show yourself, speak your truth, assert yourself, put yourself out there. And maybe that's why you feel like you never had the opportunity or the possibility to really be yourself or to be successful being yourself. But this has come to an end, and you actually are now being forced to be yourself. You're being forced to step up and show yourself and learn how to deal with reality, the world, life around you as you are, as yourself, as your true self. So it's great, but careful with the judgments, careful with judging yourself, and careful with measuring yourself against others and getting into the negative use of the King of Swords energy of analysis to destroy, break down, whether it is yourself or someone else, and utilize this clear-mindedness to make the right decisions for you, to be really clear about what the energies are that are flowing through you and what you feel and what you truly feel is a good or a negative thing, and trust in that. It's a great week for trust building. Okay, so that's your message number one for the week ahead. I hope that helps. And of course, don't forget, sign up for mediumship night or a session with me. The link is in the description box below this video. And I'm moving on to number two. Hey, number two, this is your message and what's coming up for you. What's coming up for you, number two? Those of you that chose number two, what is the message, please? What is the message for number two? Number two, number two. Those that focused in on number two, and we've got the Hanged Man, feeling kind of stuck possibly in life, and Ace of Pentacles when it comes to opportunities. So you're not quite sure either which opportunity to take, or you're feeling stuck on the on having opportunities coming into your life at all. And this can be an opportunity around romance, can be an opportunity for money, can be an opportunity, whatever opportunity it is that you're seeking, you're feeling like, or seeming to feel like nothing's really coming through for me. This is not showing up for me. This is not happening for me. Maybe you're tempted to also give up, but some of you are just reflecting and trying to see things from a different perspective. So you've got the Knight of Cups, and that is the romance that I am picking up in the number two here, the softness that is flowing through with this number. And the Knight of Cups is indicating that it could be that you're open for something new and you're open for someone to come into your life. You're open for someone to come through for you. And you're hoping for love. Okay. You're also maybe wanting to reconcile with someone. Some of you are missing someone. That's what I'm picking up is this missing energy. There's a lack of someone that you really built on or that you almost emotionally crutched on. You really believe this person was going to be with you for a while. But for some of you, it's absolutely the complete, it's a spectrum. So it's the opposite where you're with the person you're supposed to be with and everything is going amazingly and you're in this romantic honeymoon phase of things. Okay, then you've got the Hierophant. Yeah, yeah. This is a fantastic week for love. Those of you that chose number two, oh my gosh. The Hierophant has to do with commitments, has to do with marriage, has to do with engagements, has to do with traditional setup. So it does feel as if you may be dealing with someone who's Taurus as well, because I've got three energies here that indicate earth signs. So you might have an earth sign or be dealing with an earth sign, maybe Taurus, which is the Hierophant, but someone who's very grounded, productive, down to earth, that kind of thing, which may be you. The outcome for you is the Five of Cups, which usually indicates grief, but I feel again there's a two spectrum to this reading. On the one hand, those that are missing someone in their life that is like that gives them this feeling. But on the other hand, there are others of you that have this person in your life and just thinking of losing them or losing, the love of your life or your child or someone that's very close to you is something that fills you with grief. So for some of you, it will be a child as well that you hmm, are welcoming in to the world this week and or finding out about, but some it's really a fresh start. So it's interesting because this energy that I'm picking up for those of you that chose number two has to do mainly with a family, has to do with relationships and settling that in, manifesting that here, doing what it takes to make a relationship work, enjoying the relationships that you're in with someone, showing that you value them, being shown that you're valued as well. Others of you opening up the space for such a relationship to come into your life, opening up the doors, opening up the window, right? Setting two places at your table every night instead of just one, even though you might be on your own. Making room in your life for someone else to step in and for someone who's willing to commit. So a lot about commitments this week, reconciliation. If you were in an argument with someone that you loved, reconciling. Some of you may be so in love with someone that you literally feel like, oh my gosh, if I can't lose you, I can't lose you. There's a little bit of I won't say neediness. It's not neediness because neediness is not a bad thing. And we need to destigmatize the word neediness because we're supposed to be attached to one another. We're supposed to be connected to one another. That's why our hormonal system works like that. So it's actually a good thing. It's just don't need toxic people and toxic relationships. Don't be caught up in that, right? But if you're in a healthy relationship, then yes. So it feels as if this is a real opportunity for some of you guys. This is a real moment. This is a real opportunity. This is a real connection, and you need to follow that. Okay. All right. I hope that helps. And but I don't feel you were confused. I feel this is more of an affirmation for you. You're on the right track. Don't forget to get your personal reading, and it's in the description box below this video. And I'm moving on to pile number three. Pile number three, what's your message that's coming through for you this week? Pile number three, what's the message for those that chose number three for the week ahead from April 1st to April 8th? What's the message? What's the message? We've got the overall energy Queen of Wands. Wow. So outgoing. Things are going to be moving super fast for pile number threes this week. The Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands indicates messages coming to you, maybe from a friend, a colleague, a lover, who knows, but it just feels as if things are going to be really picking up this week. You're going to be in demand. People are going to want to connect with you. They're going to want to hear your messages, wanting to hear from you, somebody reaching out saying, I haven't heard from you. Why aren't you calling me? Why aren't you connecting with me? So then we've got this Seven of Pentacles. Some of you have been really stuck in a rut. You've been overthinking things. You've been thinking way too deep, too long, too hard about what went wrong and why things didn't work out and how you're such a failure. Stop. This is your message. Stop. This is your sign. Stop. And it's okay to self-reflect and look back and learn from the past, but it's not okay to get stuck there, right? So this is kind of an energy of, whoa, I'm kind of stuck in this energy of boredom as well. So some of you may be feeling bored with possibly where you work or possibly what you do, and maybe rethinking things. You may also be bored in a relationship and you're wanting to feel extroverted again and sexy and magnetic and attractive and going out there and just receiving all these accolades. So there's this energy that's flowing through the week of I want to live. That's what I'm hearing. I want to live. I want to be alive and I'm stuck here. So what is this knot? You're not stuck, the devil. This is in the not position. It's not something that is really, you're not being manipulated into it. You're not stuck in it. You're not there for a long time. Okay. You're there for, I wouldn't even say a good time, but you are holding out Nine of Wands. Okay. So pile number three is you're in a position where you actually, it's up to you to move on. It's up to you to make that move, to take that step onward, to either look for a new position, new home, new job, new person. But it's up to you to take that step. But for some reason, you've dug your heels in, okay? You may be also in a long-standing battle with a family member. That's what I'm feeling for some of you, and you're digging your heels in. You're not relenting. You're not letting go of this. And maybe you shouldn't, but then you need to move on from that connection, right? So there's something that you need to have happen, shift in order to de-stress and come back down again. I am feeling endings, yeah. Ten of Swords, which will relieve you. Okay. Look for what makes you happy and not in a selfish, shallow way, right? Understand this deeply. Look for what allows your soul to expand and celebrate and share good things with others. If it's just experiences where your soul is constantly contracted and pulled in and tight and small and can't move, this is not for you. And that's what I'm picking up here. Some of you know something has come to an end, but you're not yet accepting of this ending. You're not yet willing to release it. And you believe to be tied, or it's not the right time, or you name it, but this is not the truth. Okay. The truth is you're more addicted to the comfort of an uncomfortable situation, which is what you know, than moving into the risk and possibility of freedom and not knowing what you got or not knowing how to cope or handle or deal. But it feels like this time of stress, strain, attachment is coming to an end. There's a big sign that, you know, you are going to be free. It could also be that you're thinking about traveling, or there's another female who's super free who you look up to and you admire this person because you're thinking, wow, that's what I want to be like. That's the life I want to live. I wish I were more like this person. Well, take those traits on, right? Allow them in you, because if they weren't in you in the first place, you wouldn't recognize them in someone else. So take those traits on. But I'm feeling this week it's time to really come to terms with something that either some situations never change. They're not meant to, right? They're not meant to. You're just meant to be in that situation, that relationship, learn from it, grow from it, and then move on from it, not stay and change it, because that is someone else's learning ground. That's someone else's thing. For you, it's time to get out of this stress energy, this high flying, pleases all over the place energy, and move on. But people are looking to you for whatever they're looking to you for answers, for solutions, for insights, for advice. And you're thinking, dude, I have so much going on with me. I just don't have the energy for you. You may be also connecting with someone I'm feeling who's constantly stretching feelers out to you, but those feelers are not landing. Why? Because I oops, I see this Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands here, and there are feelers going out, right? There are feelers going out, but they're not landing on you. It seems like you're not allowing yourself to be docked on at this time. You're putting up walls, you're putting up boundaries, you're putting up resistances, and it's perfectly fine. It's what you need to do at this time. It will end well. Three of Cups. So let go of what needs to be let go of. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out too much about it. Let it move on, and look for ways to de-stress pile number three. Okay, de-stress. Moving on to pile number four, and those of you that chose pile number four, what's coming up for you? What's the message for your week ahead? And let's have a look. Let's have a look here. What's the message for pile number four and the week ahead? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Pile number four, please, and the week ahead. What do they need to know? The overall energy is independence, the Chariot, yep, and the Hanged Man. What's going on? Pile number four. It feels as if some of you are, hesitating to move forward. You're kind of in this energy or in this space. As I'm looking at these two cards, I'm feeling I don't know what direction is the right one. I know I can do things. I know I'm wonderful. I know I'm amazing. I know I'm God incarnate in this body. I know God's a woman, but I don't know if this direction is right or this direction is right or this is what I should be doing. I don't know what the outcome or the results are going to be. And it's almost like you're trying to look ahead to the goal and ignore and through that mitigate the way, right? Because you're trying to avoid suffering or faulty investments, right? We've all done it, invested, bet on the wrong horse. And you've learned from that lesson. You're taking a step back and saying, oh, let me check, let me really double check, let me research, let me analyze before I take a step. But it's gotten to the point where you are hesitating to take any steps at all. Okay. So what's going on? Yeah. Five of Pentacles. There's this fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of not belonging, not finding your place, not finding your tribe, doing things on your own, not having the return on your investment, not having the resources to really do what it is that you need is a theme that is going to be addressed this week. What it's not, it hasn't got to do with more learning. You don't need any more information. And it also feels like you need to step out of this consciousness or this idea or this concept that I'm just a student, I'm small, like this fake humility, this small ego, this, shady humbleness. Like you need to step out of that and step away from that and step out of that concept of yourself. Then, yeah, become an authority. Please step it up. The emperor, become an authority. Acknowledge that you've got what it takes. Acknowledge that you have the information that people need. You have the information that is welcome, that will be heard out there. You have the solutions. You have the ideas. You have the concepts. Step up. Own it. Own who you are. And don't be stingy. Do not be stingy. Give of yourself freely. Those of you that chose number four, it's really becoming clear here what the message is. Give freely of yourself. You've been holding back. You are part of the advice card is to love, the Page of Cups, and to offer innocently, okay? Not be in this transactional mindset of, I gave you this, so now you owe me that, right? Or this person gave me this, so now I owe them that. You can't be in that transactional mindset. You have to be willing to give freely and effortlessly and from the bottom of your heart. And you have to take a step forward. You have to step forward into your truth, into that which is a true authority for you. You have to embody that, manifest that, bring that out. It's time to stop focusing on how I don't belong, nobody accepts me, nobody wants me, because it's not true. These are beliefs and mindset patterns that are holding you back, that are keeping you small. This is the fake ego, the fake humbleness, the fake humility. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be heard, right? On whichever level. Even Eckhart Tolle is seen and heard. You best believe. Best believe Eckhart Tolle is seen and heard. Yeah. So there's this, if you've got that going on for yourself of I'm so humble and it's better not to be out there, think of Eckhart Tolle. Think of Eckhart Tolle. The man, the way he speaks is like it's so it's so monotonous, right? And he's still out there putting his message up. People are seeing and hearing him. So it's your time. You've got to get going. And once you do this, all these things that you're worried about, possibly your finances, right? Your money, because it's showing up here 3 times, which is causing you to also, turn every penny over that you spend to look twice at things. Or if it's not money, then it's what you value, right? So the Five of Pentacles, what you value, the Four of Pentacles, value, Page of Pentacles, value, Pentacle suit, value, what you value. So recognition, acknowledgement. Maybe you're coming too short on that, or you feeling like you're not getting it. And so this is also what's holding you back is even if I go out there, nobody's going to hear, see me, acknowledge, recognize me anyway. And it's not that you want to be a superstar, but you just want to have a feeling what I'm doing is right, what I'm doing is valued. And you will get that, but it has to come from your heart and you have to show up in confidence, absolute confidence and coming from your heart, being willing to be open-hearted and share, being willing to take the steps that you need to take, trust your path and let go, let the universe, let God, just do what you can. So what else is coming up? What else do I see here for number 4? I do see that some of you have been on a lonely pathway for a long time. And you've gotten possibly into habits that prioritize yourself, right? That prioritize you over others. And there has to be a balance, right? For relationships to really work. So you're learning that again. You're softening again. There's a reminder here to be soft, be gentle. Don't wake the world, let you grow hard. Okay. Don't let the world let you grow hard. Be soft, be gentle, be kind, be sweet, be expecting, be hopeful, be interested and invested, and you'll see that things will work out for you. Some of you are like, I don't know who I want to be, right? Because the Chariot can also indicate on the hero's journey, this person thinks they know who they are, right? And the Chariot stage. So you're not quite sure, the Hangman, who do I want to be? Who am I? And the one thing you really want to focus on, according to the guidance, is to be soft, be kind, be gentle, and that you are that, right? Maintain that. And life won't seem as hard or as against you anymore. So that's your message for the week ahead. I do feel when it comes to romance and relationships that there's some kind of a stuck situation for those of you that are in relationships where maybe you guys don't see eye to eye and nobody's giving an inch. Doesn't mean that there's anything falling apart. I just don't see a change in this next 7 days. But when it comes to relationships for the others of you that have been single for a long time, it's time for you to get out. It's time for you to stop being so stuck, right? And to be more flowy, be more gentle, be more willing, be more open, be more accepting, right? And don't let the world make you hard, okay? You may be running into someone who also has these issues. So these issues may be coming on your plate. Someone who's let the world make them hard. Someone who hasn't found a solution, especially to their financial problems yet. So you want to be mindful and wary of that, and how that affects you and how that would affect the relationship if there were to be one. Okay. Right, so that's your message for the week ahead, and I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to sign up for the mediumship night, guys. I'm looking forward to this. I love it. I loved giving messages, and the link is going to be in the description box below this video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.